The Nigerian Senate has adjourned to the plenary in honor of its late member, Senator Ali Wakili from Bauchi South, who passed on over the weekend. The Senate is also expected to hold valedictory section for the late senator on Wednesday, today. The Senate Majority Leader, Ahmed Lawal, raised the point of order for the adjournment in line with the tradition of the Senate. The Senate President Bukola Saraki said the Red Chamber will hold valedictory section for the late senator and asked the member of the Senate to dress appropriately in line with the mood. However, the Senate observed a minute silence for the late senator. Meanwhile, House of Representatives has equally adjourned all parliamentary activities for the late senator.
The federal government has said that it will need a total of about $15 billion to complete ongoing rail projects in the country. Briefing State House correspondent after a closed-door meeting with President Muhammadu Buhari at the ASO Presidential Villa, Abuja, Minister of Transportation Chiwike Amechi says some of these ongoing projects have not made meaningful progress because of availability of funds, especially for the Port Harcourt-Maiduguri rail line, which will cut across several states.
Eastern Corridor, don't forget that the Lagos-Calabar is yet to start because of funds. The Port Harcourt-Maiduguri is yet to start because of funds. But the President has approved that we negotiate for funds. We are almost concluding negotiations for the Port Harcourt-Maiduguri. We're almost concluding negotiation on that. We are looking at the cost. It's in the neighborhood of between 14 and 15 billion. That's huge. That's huge, and it cuts across, like you say, 11 states. It's starting from Port Harcourt to Maiduguri.
The minister, who used the medium to assure Nigerians that rail transportation will soon become an integral part of transportation in the country, added that the Itakpa-Warri line will soon be completed before January 2019 to ease movement of goods and people in that region.
One of them is Itakpa-Warri rail line. We are determined to complete that project this year and ensure that it's commissioned before August, so that those passengers who want to come to Abuja are not going through all the route of it. They can just go to Itakpa and you're in Warri if you're from Friday. Or the iron ore business and the Ajokuta steel mill can operate using the rail tracks. That would be what business we're doing. We're expanding it from being an ordinary industrial rail track to be both passenger and industrial rail track. So we're building new stations to accommodate passengers. If not before, what we had was just more like workstation platforms. You just walk in and walk out and go there. We believe that we pray that the rain should slow down a bit, even though there's a forecast that it will start early. But we're here to be normal rainfall, not much heavy. If the rain doesn't start early, we'll start laying tracks on the Lagos-Ibadan in April. Hopefully, we believe we can complete it by December or January and open it up to passengers and business. And we expect about 6 million tons of cargo out of the 30 million tons of cargo that we have between Lagos and Kano. And in terms of work, job creation, you can be rest assured that they will be in thousands.
The minister also reacted to insinuations that the rail projects are being concentrated on some regions of the country.
I said here that we're not doing any project based on where you come from. We are doing projects according to availability of resources and need.
It will be recalled that the previous administration of President Goodluck Jonathan was committed to the return of rail transportation in the country, which led to the completion of the Abuja-Kaduna rail line, which is now very functional. From Abuja, I'm Festus Ejirogenefife for Ben Television.
The Jamaatul Nasri Islam, under the leadership of the Sultan of Sokoto, Alhaji Saad Abubakar III, has asked the President Muhammadu Buhari administration to wake up to its statutory responsibility of protecting lives and property of Nigerians across the country. The wake-up call, according to the Muslim body, became imperative following the killing by suspected herdsmen of the villagers in Basa local government area of Plateau State. The National Publicity Secretary of the JNI, Dr. Khalid Abubakar Aliyu, stated this in a statement in Kaduna. The religious body condemned the attack, which left several people dead and over 150 houses destroyed. It cautioned security operatives against taking side with any warring party in Plateau State and other part of the country. The JNI also called on the authority not to spare anyone culpable in the Sunday attack, adding that the attacker should be fished out and be made to face the wrath of the law. The Women Arise for Change Initiative, an NGO, has called on government at all levels to establish a women trust fund to support female politicians bidding for elective position in the country. Dr. Joel Oke-Odumakin, president of the initiative, told newsmen in Lagos that empowering women was one of the best ways to give women voice to participate in politics. According to her, Nigeria has not fared well in terms of concrete implementation of the affirmative action. According to her, the best way government can give women voice to participate in politics is by establishing a women trust fund to provide support for female politicians bidding for elective positions, she said. She also called for the provision of enabling leadership skill development for women aspirants as well as organized community support for women in politics.
Lovely place, right?
Yes.
What's wrong? You don't look happy.
Take a look around. Why can't my hotel be like this?
I knew something was wrong, but I've got solution.
Solution? What?
Nanette.
Nanette?
Nanette offers you design solutions, building plans and construction, furnishing and equipping, financing, management, audit services, and many more services for a better hospitality business. Nanette, service with a smile.
The state chairman of All Progressive Congress have insisted on the one-year elongation of tenure of the party's national officers. The tenure of the APC national officers was extended by 1 year with effect from June 30th at the joint meeting of the parties and the National Working Committee in Abuja on February 27, 2018. Some members of the APC who are not happy with the development has gone to court to challenge the decision. However, the APC Chairman's Forum is insisting on the extension of the tenure of the party's national officers. The National Secretary of the APC Chairman Forum and Chairman of the party in Enugu State, Dr. Ben Nwoye, who made the forum position known while addressing journalists, said the decision to elongate the tenure of the national officers was in the best interest of the party and the nation. Speaking at the APC secretariat in Enugu, Nwoye said those who went to court to challenge the decision had automatically expelled themselves from the party.
The Monetary Policy Committee (MPC) meeting of the Central Bank of Nigeria (CBN), originally scheduled for March 19 and 20, will now hold on April 3 and 4. Sources in the CBN confirmed the new schedule to Ben TV correspondent in Abuja. According to the source, the new date followed firm assurances received by the bank from the National Assembly that screening of the nominees would be completed this week. The Senate had refused to confirm new nominees submitted by the President to fill vacant positions created by the exit of some former members who either completed their tenure or retired. The Senate's refusal to confirm the nominees was born out of the continued refusal of the executive to drop the acting chairman of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission (EFCC), Ibrahim Magu, after he was rejected twice by the Senate. Still on business, the Consumer Protection Council (CPC) says the Ford Motor Company has initiated a recall in the US of about 1.4 million vehicles due to faults. The Director General of CPC, Babatunde Irukare, said this in a statement to Ben TV in Abuja. Irukare called on Nigerians who own or drive Ford Fusion and Lincoln MKZ models of 2014 to 2018 to immediately contact it by sending an email to contact@cpc.gov.ng. He said the purpose of the recall is that on some models, steering wheel bolts could become loose and cause the steering wheel to potentially detach, which could lead to serious accidents. Ford admits that it has become aware of 2 accidents and 1 injury that may have been caused by the problem. The Director General said the recall applies to every version of the Lincoln MKZ Premier, Hybrid Premier and Black Label. Irukare said though the recall appeared to be limited to North America, the council was in the process of contacting local Ford dealers to verify the badge, lot or group of individual vehicles involved and whether any was imported to and sold in Nigeria. He advised that the email should include the specific model, year and version of the car, the vehicle identification number, which is located on the top left side of the dashboard and is in view from and through the windscreen of the vehicle.
A coalition of civil society for justice and equity has urged President Muhammadu Buhari to reinstate the former Director General of the National Intelligence Agency (NIA), Ambassador Mohammed Dauda, into service. Dauda, whose dismissal was reportedly approved by the President, was a career ambassador to the Republic of Chad before being appointed as the acting Director General of NIA. The group, in a statement signed by Comrade Danisi Momo, said some cabals plotted his removal for refusing the sharing of $44 million recovered from Osborne apartment in Lagos. The group, however, called on President Muhammadu Buhari to, as a matter of urgency, recall the sacked NIA boss to service, while those involved in the act be prosecuted immediately in order to rebuild Nigeria's image before the international community.